Prince Harry has just resurfaced in London, looking pale, solemn, and utterly alone. No Meghan, no entourage, just Harry. The public, the press, and palace insiders are all asking the same question. What happened? Why the sudden transatlantic dash? Why now? The answer, it seems, is one word. Perry. Yes, that Perry. Tyler Perry, the Hollywood mogul who once opened his home and his arms to Harry and Meghan when the royal doors slammed shut. The man who became godfather to their daughter, who acted as mediator when things between the Sussexes and the crown began to unravel. But now, Tyler Perry may be the very spark igniting the latest royal firestorm. It all began with a video, a short clip, barely over a minute, played during a private, invite-only live stream. A snippet, but potent enough to split the internet in half, and more importantly, to send Harry into crisis mode. No publicist at the ready, no legal buffers, no PR strategy. Just Harry at LAX in sweats, white-knuckling his phone like it was the only thing tethering him to reality. Before diving into the contents of that clip, it's crucial to understand its context. This wasn't a glossy documentary segment or a carefully rehearsed PR moment. It was raw. A behind-the-scenes, diary-style recording made months ago, post-Oprah, post-Spotify disaster, well after the Netflix deals began to cool. It was Harry and Meghan, unfiltered, venting, planning, crumbling, and according to multiple insiders, Meghan held nothing back. She reportedly called her Duchess title the most expensive leash I've ever worn, but that wasn't the worst of it. She then delivered the line that broke the internet, and apparently, Harry. If Harry wants to run back to his crown and his corgis, let him. I'm done babysitting a prince with no kingdom. No humor, no irony, just cold, calculated detachment. And it hit like a hammer. Longtime Meghan defenders paused. This wasn't frustration, it was disconnection. This was someone who had emotionally exited the relationship, just waiting for the right moment to make it official. And Tyler Perry, of all people, shared it. He didn't leak it to tabloids or sell it to a gossip outlet. He simply aired it during that exclusive live stream. But someone inside screen recorded it. The moment it leaked, it went viral. TikTok, Twitter, primetime news, it was everywhere. Even pro-Meghan outlets couldn't ignore it because this wasn't speculation. It wasn't a quote from an anonymous source. It was her, on camera, saying the quiet part out loud. Fallout was swift. Royal insiders say the palace had already seen the clip before the public. Tyler had given them a private heads-up, perhaps as a courtesy, perhaps as a warning. Why? That's the million-dollar question. Was it damage control, a quiet peace offering to Charles and William, or Tyler's own subtle message to Meghan? I'm out. Whatever the motive, it sent Harry spiraling. Just hours earlier, he had been in California, doing his best Dad of the Year routine at a polo match with Archie. By morning, he was on a private jet, destination London. No Meghan, no children, just Harry, hollow-eyed and alone. When he landed, there was no royal reception, no security detail, just long lens photographers capturing him hunched over, phone in hand, jaw clenched. This wasn't a royal return, it was a retreat. Damage control at best, desperation at worst. The palace made no statements, but behind closed doors, the wheels were turning. Clarence House remained tight-lipped. Kensington Palace was stone cold. William, reportedly, didn't even pause his itinerary. As for King Charles, one phone call. That's all he offered. No dinner invitation, no in-person meeting, just a call. Take it or leave it. Harry didn't make the trip for a call. He checked into a lesser-known royal estate far from central London, a place typically reserved for crisis management, not reconciliation. Palace insiders said the location wasn't his choice. It was a quiet exile. Keep him close, but not too close. This isn't a reunion, this is triage. And the worst part, that clip wasn't new to the royals. They'd already seen it, reviewed it, made their decisions. Charles was reportedly deeply hurt, royal speak for seething. William, however, was blunt. According to a palace aide, he said, "I made my choice in California. Let him lie in it." Not anger, not pity, just finality. The door was closed. Harry, meanwhile, looked broken, not just by public embarrassment, but by the confirmation of what he feared most, that he was alone, that the family he chose over his birthright was slipping away. And Meghan, radio silent. No statements, no Instagram story, No vague post with poetic fonts over neutral beige, just silence. For someone as media savvy as Meghan, that absence speaks volumes. Those close to her say she's letting Harry handle his own mess. Others believe she's already checked out. She's distancing, not out of malice, but out of preparation, preparing to stand clear when it all comes crashing down. Tyler Perry hasn't denied the tape. When asked about it, he simply said, "Sometimes the truth speaks for itself." That's not someone scrambling to cover their tracks. That's a man standing by his decision. Insiders claim Perry felt used, that Meghan kept pushing, wanting more favors, more access, more introductions. And for a man who built his empire from scratch, that didn't sit well. The Godfather title may have been symbolic, but Perry expected sincerity in return. When it turned transactional, he started recording, not to leak, but to keep receipts. And now, the world has seen them. Harry is trapped. Loyalty to Meghan means full isolation. Family ties severed, reputation in ruins, royal titles quietly under review. But turning on Meghan, that's a different kind of war. One she's fully equipped to fight. She has the audience, the media savvy, and the narrative control. If Harry flinches, she can pivot instantly, recast herself as the victim, and make sure he's the villain. Either way, he loses. That's the tragedy. After years of rebellion, of bombshell interviews, books, and battles, Harry finds himself with no home base, no clear allies, and no real control over his story. The man who ran from the palace now finds himself in a prison of his own design, and this time there's no back gate to sneak out of, just silence and consequences. Photographers outside the estate captured him walking alone, head down, phone in hand, no ring in sight. The internet, of course, exploded. Is he still married? Is this a trial separation? Has Meghan already left emotionally, if not physically? The silence from both camps only made things worse. When there's a narrative vacuum, the internet fills it with theories, edits, and speculation. But perhaps the most haunting element of all was Meghan's tone in the tape. It didn't sound like a frustrated partner. It sounded like someone emotionally detached, like someone who had already left the relationship in her mind. And Harry? He looked like a man realizing it all too late. Royal analysts are already calling this one of the worst PR implosions in modern royal history. Because unlike previous scandals, this wasn't curated. It wasn't controlled. It was raw. And it exposed a relationship that, at least on camera, seems hollow at its core. Inside the palace, the shift is complete. The tone has moved from wary optimism to strategic detachment. William's camp is done. Not worried, not angry, just finished. No olive branches, no plans to include Harry in future events, no seats at the table. This isn't a timeout. It's a disconnection. King Charles, ever more restrained, has made his position clear too. No emergency talks, no photo ops, no last-minute family dinners. The monarchy, after 5 years of chaos, is choosing preservation over reconciliation. The priority is the institution, not one wandering son who burned too many bridges. And the public, they've stopped choosing sides. Sympathy has dried up. Many who once defended Harry now simply say, he made his bed. Even tabloids don't need to invent drama anymore. Harry and Meghan served it up themselves. Tyler Perry's quiet exit only sealed the deal. Where does this leave Harry? Nowhere good. With Meghan, he's isolated. Without her, he's vulnerable. Every option is a trap. Every move risks backlash. And with every passing day of silence, the pressure mounts. He wanted freedom, he got exposure. He wanted control, he got chaos. And now all he has is a lonely estate, a fractured legacy, and a world watching to see what he does next.